Hello everybody, my name is Sean, and I typically do mini documentaries about lesser known bands on this channel, but this is the third video that I've just been randomly grabbing what remains of my record collection and talking a little bit about it, as I used to have over 1,200 records all sorted nicely, and I downsized a bunch, and now I'm just going to pull some random ones out that stuck with me for whatever reason, even though some other ones I did eventually let go, as I'm going to be talking about Rush a fair amount in this video, I think. There's at least a few Rush albums in here. I'm going to go through 23 or so albums, I don't know. But 2112, the album that really got to me when I first heard Rush, I had a cassette that belonged to my mom, I think, and I listened to that 2112 cassette when I was maybe 13 or 14, 15, not entirely sure. And I just sat on the ground with the lyrics, and of course with the 2112 lyrics, it would have a little bit of a paragraph before each section of the song 2112 that would explain exactly what's going on in the scene. And 2112, of course, the first half of the album is just one 20-minute song that is about a totalitarian government in the future controlling all music and art form, and somebody finds a guitar. I won't spoil it, but it's amazing, and it's kind of based off of some other literature. Anyway, when I was young, that really spoke to me. I sat there on the floor of my room just listening to that A-side over and over again at that point, as I just loved it, and that was just a big moment in my life, and but my family was always into Rush, and I remember that we had counterparts in Roll the Bones when I was growing up, because my mom had gotten rid of all of her records, but she bought new CDs, so we had new Paul McCartney CDs and new Rush CDs in the 90s that I grew up with as I was a kid. Rush is one of those few bands that really just maintained over their years. Just three guys. I mean, their first album has a different drummer, but other than that, just three guys for over 30 years, over 40 years. Man, so amazing and so tragic when we lost Neil. Definitely my favorite band, really. I say the Beatles are my favorite band often, but I know when I'm talking about and thinking about Rush, they are my favorite band. They're the thing I grew up with, and I've seen them 4 times. And every one of those shows was different and spectacular. I'm just gonna... Alright, sorry, I'll get on with it. Anyway, here's some more Schmilsson. A little touch of Schmilsson in the night. I talk about a bunch of Harry Nilsson in my previous videos because I'm a big Harry Nilsson guy. And here's the follow-up to... Which one was this? This is the Love Songs one, right? Where he does a bunch of love song covers. I believe that's the thing. Yeah, these are all covers of love songs on this. Great stuff. Relayer by Rush. Yes. I got Rush on the mind. Yes. There's, it's one 20-minute song or 2 20-minute songs on this. I think it's just one 20-minute song, and then the B-side has some shorter songs. Or it's got Sound Chaser and 2 Over, 2 10-minute songs. So this follows the Close to the Edge layout of 3 tracks. Fantastic album. One that I hadn't really given as much appreciation to in my life until a few years later, really, that I've spun this record a lot of times, but a lot of the time I would spin it not really focusing on it, and it took me a while to really grasp how awesome this is. Here's a little bit more Yes. We got Fragile. I guess I should talk about Yes a little bit. They were, Yes and Rush were big reason of why I got into progressive rock, and the fact that my mom liked them. My mom also had a it's like a highlights of Yes's career CD. I'm not entirely sure what it was called. Highlights, I think, but it's basically Yes Greatest Collection, and I loved it. I love every song on it, and I love Yes. They're such a diverse band with such a huge history of lineup changes and craziness going on, and such wonderful artwork, obviously. So good. Roger Dean, I believe, is the artist. Here we go. Fly By Night. This would be the second Rush album. So it's the first one to have Neil on it. And of course, it is a wonderful album. Rush. I love Rush. I love Rush. I love Yes. This is Going for the One by Yes. This one's cool. Look at all that. That's nice. Great album, great album. Kind of, oh, this one's all damaged on the front. I feel like my cat was probably scratching it. Hero. What a jerk. It's a cool album. Twin Sister, this was some smaller band that had come through town or something. And I guess I was impressed by their set, and the album was cheap enough and to get them sign it. I don't really remember, honestly. I remember that they had a good set. Blue Cheer, of course, Rush would have introduced me to Summertime Blues as before I got to see Rush for the first time when I'm 16, 17. They were coming out with their Feedback album, which was an EP of cover songs of songs that had inspired them when they were kids, and they do stuff by the Yardbirds and whatnot, you know, Graham Goldman tracks, 10cc. Check out my video on 10cc. But they do Summertime Blues, and that was the first time I had heard Summertime Blues as a kid. Oh, wow, cool, look, Led Zeppelin 4. Ho-ho! I didn't realize I had such a good condition. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's clearly from the 70s and in pretty good shape. Whew, that's awesome. I unfortunately sold several of my Zeppelin and Rush albums to kids who were getting into it, and I was like, okay, you're younger than me, and you're stoked, and you're willing to give me $20 for a Zeppelin album? Let's do it. Caress of Steel. So this would be the third Rush album, and this is the first time that they did a 20-minute track, and I love that song. But unfortunately, their record label and maybe some fans at the time did not love that. It also has the 10-minute Necromancer, which is awesome. And anyway, after that, the record label was like, hey, you got to go back to Fly By Night or even the first album when you were sounding more Led Zeppelin inspired, because this 20-minute epic garbage, this is not floating our boat. But Rush was like, if this is our last chance, if we're just going to be us, we're going to throw caution to wind or whatever. Anyway, they made 2112, and when 2112 resonated with their 21-minute awesome song on that, then the record label was like, okay, they have their cult following, we won't touch it, we'll just let Rush be Rush. And that's one of the best happenings in music history, letting Rush be Rush. If Rush were something controlled by a record label, wow, what a horrible world we would live in. That'd be the worst thing in my life. Of course, I wouldn't know any better. Because we would live in that reality. That would be a horrible reality. The reality where Rush didn't make 2112. Anyway, A Passion Play. This is a 40-minute song, basically. With interlude in the middle. So cool. Follow up to their Thick as a Brick. Of course, Thick as a Brick was one 44-ish minute song, and they tried to kind of top themselves in a sense with Passion Play. And they don't, well, there was actually another album that they were working on beforehand, before Passion Play, and that one crumbled, and then eventually A Passion Play came from that one, but this is still a concept album that's like a 40-minute song, with the interlude in the middle, and the interlude is hilarious, and I think there's a great video on that. This is a local group of some sort, the No Nation Orchestra. I can't remember exactly who this is. I think he might be still friends with me on Facebook or something. And the artist, too. I think I'm friends with the artist. Cool stuff, though. It was... the first one I heard was this... I got 3 by Stephen Chai here. And this is the first one I heard, Laserfang. And I just found this on the internet as something that was krautrock inspired. Or whatever. And it was like krautrock, modern krautrock. But it happened to be from Utah. Kilby Records. That's so interesting. Kilby Court from Salt Lake here. 2010. Yeah, Sri Whipple on the artwork. John Goldine. Not sure who that is. Anyway, I had found this on the internet, and I thought it was just stellar. I thought it was really cool. And eventually, I think it was the drummer Bob Smith was playing a concert with these guys, or maybe someone else I know. Maybe it was Dan Nilsson. from the Chickens, saxophone player Dan Nilsson from the Chickens. I think he might have been the one playing a concert with these guys, or maybe in this band temporarily. Anyway, I thought it was really cool. This is some cool stuff. No Nation Orchestra, Coil EP apparently. It's been a while since I've listened to it, but I remember it was really fascinating. And this one just says Stephen Shy and the No Nation Orchestra. More. Very cool. And then the next one was the Laserfang, which I think would have been Stephen Shy's band before No Nation Orchestra, because this is 2011. Artwork by Sri Whipple again. SRIWHIPPLE. Sri Whipple something. Who? John Densmore signed this. Here's the drummer of The Doors signed this copy of Waiting for the Sun when I met him. Obviously, it's not a very good condition copy, but it was my favorite Doors album that I owned, so I wanted him to sign that one. This is just the one that for a little while I had a routine of getting home from work and turned this on as I relaxed. That was a good time. Os Mutantes, or Os Mutantes, something I'm not entirely sure how to say the Portuguese name. Fascinating band, which I'm excited to talk about on this channel, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. They're part of the Tropicalia from Brazil. Super, super cool stuff, and I'm stoked to talk about it in the future. So Rick Wakeman concept album. Rick Wakeman, the keyboardist from Yes. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff here. Oh, this is the King Arthur one. King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. 1975 by Rick Wakeman. My mom bought me this because I like The Wizard of Oz, and we were out and about. And I was telling her not to because I was downsizing my record collection. But she wanted to buy me this. And it's pretty cool because it tells a story. I can't remember what the music was, if it was just the songs. I think it's just the songs from the movie Over the Rainbow. Oh, but it says the story and songs. I think there might be a narrator. Never spun it. And here's another Disney one or whatever. Peter and the Wolf. Peter and the Wolf is cool. I prefer the progressive rock version. Speaking of progressive rock, Tarkus. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Tarkus. So cool. Again, talking 20-minute songs here. First track on this about... Here, this is the story. See, this is the story. Okay? Okay? Do you get that? It's like in comic book form. Are you getting it? Are you grasping the story? Here's the story. You need to hear the... however the song goes. It's crazy. I love this. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, so cool. 3-piece progressive rock trio with keyboards and no guitar. Just Keith Emerson wailing on the keyboard and Greg Lake and Carl Palmer. Absolutely incredible. Ooh, the Swinging Lights. This is a local band. Very good stuff. I do very much enjoy this and all the songs on it. But I'm happy because they do a couple of the songs, Leaving the Lights On, Too Much Wine, and Birds of Prey. As they do 3 songs from their first album, anyway. From their first EP or first album when they were a 3-piece, just did these 3 songs, and now they're a 6-piece with more singers in the band and a lot more going on. But it's really good stuff. This is a new album by a local band, The Swinging Lights. Good stuff. Really cool guys. Might do some collaborations with them in the future too. I've kind of collaborated with them in the past. Very cool. Look at that. And then the very last thing here. An awesome copy of All Things Must Pass. Of course, this is George Harrison's epic thing that I can't really stand and play with. This is like a new reissue, though I swear I had an older one too that did not have the poster. But this reissue has the poster. Maybe I should hang it up or something. Haha! There he is! How great is George? Gotta love George. how great would it have been in 1970 to purchase this album and be like, wow, look at all the music that George had hidden away from us. And you get a poster, you get jams. So it's three discs, but the final disc is kind of just jammy. Good stuff, though. Well, I'm stuck trying to fold this poster. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's just me rambling about a bunch of crap. If you haven't heard All Things Must Pass, and you like the Beatles, or George, or whatever, hear at least the first 2 discs. So good. Such cool stuff. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a like and comment down below. Tell me what you think. And subscribe for more potential rambles and for my mini documentaries, because that's what I really do. So, anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble, schmamble.